What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is Chasing Atlanta Season 5, Episode 4, I guess. Look, I'm confused again. I was confused last week, and thank y'all in the comments who let me know that I wasn't crazy, because y'all let me know that my confusion wasn't, that I wasn't alone in my confusion. It was Michael Jackson. You were not alone. I am here with you, because I was confused as hell last week. But I'm gonna be honest with you. By the time I get to the end of this episode, I'm confused all over again. I am. We got people crying. We got people yelling. We got people who in it that won't in it. We got people. I'm confused. But before we get into this episode, Ike, Ray, can you hook me up with some socks? For real, seriously, real talk. My PO box is in my description. Can you hook a sister up with some socks? I just let you know. I do an unboxing on camera and everything. Anyway, let's get to this review. So we are still at the spa day, right? And Neek is still yelling, and nobody can calm him down. They keep trying to calm him down. He mad at the people for trying to calm him down. And eventually, Willa gets upset because we found out that Willa just lost her grandmother, and she was like, "Listen, life is too short, and y'all are in here on this dumb shit. Like, I don't have the energy for it." Wayne and Kendra eventually decide to exit stage left. Oliver ass is running down the middle of the street with no shoes on in his damn robe, talking about come back, come back. Let me tell you something. If y'all was irritated at Dominique for having a whole argument in the backyard of this nice $1 million Buckhead home, y'all don't have no problem with Oliver running his ass down the street in his damn robe. Just saying. And I can respect where Oliver tried to get, tried to get her to come back, and Kendra was like, I don't need to do it. I'm trying to stay peaceful. I'm trying to stay in this good space, and I don't need to do it. And Oliver was like, you know what, you're right. And let's thank God for growth, because you are absolutely correct. You're not throwing shit. You're not fighting. You know what I'm saying? Your wig ain't cocked to the side from trying to get at somebody. You did the mature thing and said, this is becoming a toxic space, and I'm going to leave it. And for that, kudos, Kendra and Wayne, because both of them left. Kudos. Now, Willa was upset, but Willa did calm down enough for her and Dominique to have a conversation, and Dominique did apologize. He was like, listen, my bad, but I was just feeling some kind of way about the situation. But now Drew got an attitude, and listen, there are a couple of times this episode that I'm just not understanding Drew's energy. First of all, I didn't understand her energy last week when she was coming for Wayne the Pain about him managing Kendra and how he needed to manage Kendra. Like, did you want him to manage you and he turned you down? Did he used to manage you and he didn't do a good job? Like, I'm just not understanding where this energy is coming from for Wayne. And then later on in this episode, you talking about people just trying to get a storyline. Ma'am, I feel like it's you that's trying to get the storyline, because nothing was your business and you kept jumping in all of it. But none of it was your business. So anyway, so we have we found out that Ike is having a relaunch of his sock brand party, and then we also find out that Troy, again, he reiterates his HIV awareness event that he's throwing. Yeah, I guess that was that. So then we have Cameron, Aaron, and Ike, or Ray. I'm sorry, Ike. My bad. Ray. And they're following up with Cameron because they're trying to figure out, like, what was all that about with the flowers, and because, they came for me, you know what I'm saying? Like, Ike was like, listen, they was coming at me, bruh. Like, you said the flowers, but they trying to bring me into it. And Cameron was like, listen, here's the issue. Was I being petty? Yup. Sure. Yup. But people keep my name in their mouth. People keep talking about me. People keep talking about my brand. They keep questioning whether I'm working, questioning whether I got, something going on. And I just felt like I'm sick of it, and I felt like I needed to come at them. And I need to let them know, like, I know you talking about me. You talking to people you think I don't know you saying. I still don't understand who the hell he was talking about. Was it talking about Troy? Was it talking about other people? Was it Troy plus one? Because I feel like if it was now, here's the thing: if it was the majority of the group talking shit about you, then I understand the group, you sending the flowers to the group. But if it's just Troy, unnecessary maybe. So I let him know. Listen, well, I got all the heat because you weren't there, so they was coming at me because they were like, well, we know y'all friends, so they was coming at me, and I um so I'm sorry. So Cameron says, well, I didn't even know that was his event. It was supposed to be Oliver's event. He got added on at the last minute. If it was his event, you wouldn't have done nothing different, Cameron. If you, just because you didn't think it was his event, because you and Oliver don't have no beef as far as I know, and you didn't have no problem doing it when you thought Oliver was in charge. So just because you didn't know who was in charge, it doesn't change the fact. But what Cameron did say was that Jay Moore did know, was Jay Moore? That he did know that he was sending those flowers. He said, so all that acting that he did, that was just that. It was an act. Like, he was putting on way too much. He was giving us Oscar nomination type situation. The other thing was, he also told Ray that he would not come to the sock event if he didn't talk to Cameron first. Okay. All right. So, but yeah, Cameron was like, I'm not understanding. He said, they out here talking, trash about me, but they don't understand that I know what they saying. I know what they saying about me. So then we see Oliver in the studio. First of all, Oliver, I love that song you were singing. It sound real R&B. You and Ray need to go in the studio together because y'all give me real R&B, and I was here for it. I loved it. Whatever that song is. And he said he wrote that song a little while ago about a lost love, a past love. And then we see him talking to his collaborator, and we find out that things are not as they seem. At the Twixt household with him and his boyfriend and got back together. And he said, listen, it just isn't, it just isn't really working. And, the last time you packed up your stuff and decided to leave, you left me alone. And you left me alone to figure things out. And I have figured them out. And I have figured out that I don't want to work this hard for a relationship. Let me tell you something. Love ain't that damn complicated. Now, don't get me wrong. It's ups and downs. It's peaks and valleys. It's highs and lows. That ain't what I'm talking about. But when it's always a struggle every day you got to fight to prove your love, it's just not worth it. That's not where you're supposed to be. And I don't know if y'all will work y'all way back to each other. Y'all will find each other. I don't know if it was meant to be or not. But if it is hard in this moment, then this ain't the right space. And I think Oliver is figuring that part out, that maybe this isn't the right space. But I'm sorry to hear it because, I want everybody to be happy. I love love. So then we see Kendra, Willa, and Wayne. Willa is having them over for dinner. She's doing like a make your own pizza. I thought that was a real cute thing. She rolled out the dough. She had all the different toppings for them to make their own pizza. It was real cute. And while they were there, they were talking about the whole Dominique situation with Wayne and posting on social media. And Wayne was like, the way I feel about it is this. I thought we was in a good space, but then he went to Kendra and tried to invite her to go to an event, knowing that I'm her manager and that Kendra has a team. Like, so you don't want to come to me, and you can shade me and stuff, but now you want Kendra to do an event for you, and you can't be respectful enough and come to me the way you need to come to me because you know that I'm her manager. Then he was talking about how last year, they put themselves out there, and he still felt like Troy was kind of shading them a little bit, or shading him a little bit. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a little confused at why Wayne felt like he had to go to the social of the media to get Troy's attention. But the one thing Wayne has been consistent with, there were 2 scenes where we discussed this. And in both scenes, Wayne was consistent that he did not shade Dominique. So, Dominique, I'm not understanding why you acted a whole plum-ass fool down to the spa party. Because even by your own admission last week, you showed where Wayne was shading Troy. You never showed anywhere where Wayne shaded you. So I'm still confused, Dominique, about where this came from. I'm just. But Wayne felt like he put that out there to get Troy's attention so he could get a response. Now, again, Wayne, a part of me has to call bullshit on that because later on we find out that you got Troy blocked. So if you put that out there for the purposes of Troy to see it to get a response, boo, you got him blocked. How he supposed to see it and respond when you got him blocked? I'm not understanding what he's supposed to see when you got him blocked. But this is where my confusion starts. Okay, when I say I'm gonna be confused by the end of this episode, this is where the confusion it starts because Wayne, I'm with you, but I'm still confused at it. But at the end of the day, I really wish Wayne would be like, listen, I was in a petty space and I was being petty in that moment and my petty won. I just really wish that's what he would have said. Because that's, in my opinion, that's what happened. You was petty. You was being petty in that moment and the petty won. That's just... Anyway, so we are at Ike's sock event. And everybody keeps saying how this is a nice house. Now, Ike, is this your house? Is this what you bought with your Wheel of Fortune winnings? Because it is a cute house. It looks nice. It's got a nice little driveway. And it looks real nice. Now, is it your house or is it the Air Bubba? Is it you? If it's you, it's cute, boo. Okay. But anyway, so, now we see that Rico Cassadine, now Rico with Decay wasn't there, but Rico Cassadine was there. Aaron came through. And Cameron was there early to help I get everything set up or whatever. And so we find out that, you know, we got the people coming through and we're going to have icebreakers. And Cameron was like, I don't know about that because that's when things go left with these icebreakers. People be getting petty and getting their feelings. And Ike was like, it's going to be cute. So everybody writes a question in the hat and then they're going to go around the room and answer the question. What could go wrong there? So we get to playing the game. You know, everybody shows up. You know, everybody's there. Yay, hey. I'm sorry, before we get to the game. When Oliver gets there, him and Rico Cassadine, they get to talking. And Rico was like, boy, you was right, you know. And come to find out, when Wayne the Pain had put those pictures up of Troy, after the spa event, Wayne the Pain put more pictures up, he threw more shade at Troy and posted some more pictures of Troy. Rico liked the pictures. Now, why Rico liked the pictures, we don't know. But Oliver told him, you need to unlike those pictures because people are going to feel like you're choosing sides. If you like that picture, people are going to feel like you chose a side. Well, come to find out, Troy dropped into Rico's inbox and was like, what's up? Like, why are you liking these pictures? Are you agreeing? Are you rocking with Wayne on this? Like, what's going on? Like, why I'm not understanding why you in it. Rico told Troy in his inbox that he ain't had no beef. You know, he didn't want to get in it. He liked the picture, but he realized that he didn't really know the whole story, yada, yada, yada. Well, while they're playing the game, and, you know, everybody put a question in the box. Some questions were shady. Some were just silly. You know, like, what's your favorite position? Yada, yada, yada. Who would you have a threesome with out of the people in the room? You know, Oliver said he would have a threesome with Willa and with Kendra. Aaron, and they asked Aaron what his favorite position was. And they were like, are you a top or a bottom? He was like, I'm a top. So, listen, everybody started flocking to Aaron. Somebody asked Aaron about his OnlyFans. So, like, there was some shady questions in there. But Rico puts a question in there saying, why would you go to somebody's inbox with drama? Or would you take drama to somebody's inbox? Something along those lines. So, Drew was the one that pulled the picture. So Drew was like, what? Ain't nobody have no drama. So Troy takes Drew into the bathroom to explain to Drew that question was for him and it was about this situation. And he tells the story of what happened and he shows the screenshot, the inbox, the conversation in the inbox. So they come back out of the bathroom and they proceed to get into an argument with Rico. Drew, why you in that? I was so confused about why Drew was in that. It was Drew, that wasn't your conversation. That wasn't your situation. That wasn't your problem. That didn't have nothing to do with you. Girl, what? Absolutely nothing. And Drew seemed like she was getting more upset than Troy was. To the point where Drew and Rico went into the next room to have a conversation about it. Because what happened was Rico went to apologize to Troy. After Troy had explained something about, because him and Cameron made up, child. Troy explained that he's a brat. He knows he's a brat. He knows sometimes he can be bratty, and people in his life either deal with it or they don't. But if you don't want to deal with it, that's cool. But you ain't got to be on the sidelines throwing shade at him. So him and Cameron ended up making up, right? They hugged it out. Oliver sort of facilitated it. Cool. So Rico, I guess, on the heels of them making amends, he went to apologize to Troy and say, listen, I know I sort of inserted myself into a situation that didn't have nothing to do with me, and I just want to let you know that I could appreciate what you were saying, and I want to let you know that I'm, man enough to say that, I put myself in something that didn't have nothing to do with. So Drew was like, well, then why would you put that question in there? That question was petty. And Rico was like, I put the question in the hat. What I think Rico was trying to explain to Drew was that I put the question in the hat before this whole situation happened with Troy and Cameron making up and Troy saying what he said. Once Troy said what he said and gave me some insight into who he is, then I understood differently and I felt differently. Had I heard that first, I probably wouldn't have put that question in there. But you're right, I was being petty. And it was, you know how somebody's ready for a fight, so when somebody says you're right, it disarms them and they don't know what to do. So I felt like in that moment, Drew didn't know what to say because she was so ready for this fight. Or Drew wasn't in drag in this. What's Drew? I don't want to be disrespectful to nobody. But they were so ready for this fight that when Rico was like, you right, my bad. I was being petty. You right, I was. But Rico was also like, but I'm a grown-ass man. Like, don't be trying to check me. Like, why you... So they had to go off to the side and clear the air over something that did not have nothing to do with Drew. Like, Rico even said, like, why am I even over here explaining myself? This still had nothing to do with them. I said the same thing. I was confused at it. So then, once all that happened, I guess Oliver felt like, well, shit, I might as well go 2 for 1 or 2 for 0 or whatever, 0 for 2, whatever it is. And he asked Wayne, like, Wayne, I was the one that put the shady comment in there about why is Wayne so messy on social media. So I'm going to go ahead and just let you know it was me that said it. So why? Like, why are you still posting about Troy? So Wayne once again gave his explanation about why he has a problem with Troy. He felt like Troy, disrespected him last year. He felt like Troy continues to disrespect him. And, that's kind of where he is with it. So they got to arguing again. Listen, this is where I got confused for the second time. Because I'm so confused about this whole situation. I really don't understand Wayne's point. I understand Wayne's point of view, but I don't understand why you feel like you got to keep putting it on social media. Other than the fact that Wayne said I was being petty. I feel like when somebody says they were being petty, then we just need to let the rest of it go. If you saying you... That's like me saying, okay, you was being petty. You right, I was. There's nothing else to say. They admitted it. So once Wayne admitted that he knew he was being petty, why are we still talking about it? Can we move on? I'm like Lil Kendrick. Can you pass me the wings? So next thing you know, Troy and Wayne then got into it. Drew is in it again. And I'm just trying to figure out, why are you in this? None of this has anything to do with you. Next thing you know, Troy is outside. He mad. They had to physically remove him from the room. Then Willa starts arguing. And Willa is going off. And I'm not understanding where this energy is coming from Willa. Because Willa keeps talking about, well, I'm tired of us talking about this. We talked about this at my house. We talked about this at my house. Y'all did. Y'all had a whole conversation at your house about why Wayne felt the way he felt. But I'm so confused as to why you are performing in this moment. Like, what was the energy? Y'all, I was so confused. The energy from Willa. They ended up having to physically pull Willa out. I can't even give y'all a play-by-play of how it went down because I'm so confused about how it happened. I'm not understanding. They trying to pull Willa out the house. Troy then came back in the house and he's sitting on the steps crying. Troy, what are you crying about? Why are you crying? He was talking about something. He's so mad he was going to throw the drink on Wayne. What are you throwing the drink on Wayne? I'm so confused. Once again, I need y'all help. Can y'all explain to me what the fuck happened in the last 15 minutes of this episode? Because I'm so confused. So confused. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.